Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in today's video I'm going to go over my Blu Ray and 4K Ultra HD shopping haul for August 2021. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, another month is in the book, so it's time to go over everything I picked up on Blu Ray and 4K Ultra HD for the month of August 2021. Now, as far as new releases go, there weren't a whole lot this particular month. That was reserved mostly for July, and of course, September and October. Wow, look forward to that. But yeah, August, there were still some releases that came out. And of course, I had a few holdovers from July's Criterion 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. You know, ones that I ordered through Amazon where Barnes & Noble didn't have them in stock. And of course, they were back ordered on Amazon. So they did show up in August. So those, of course, count. And just, you know, just a couple things here and there to go over. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. So the first set of Blu-rays I picked up this month. Now, when I saw The Jungle Cruise in theaters, I, of course, wanted to see the original, like the inspiration for it. And it was available on Blu-ray, and it's been sitting on my wish list for years now, actually. But I finally pulled the trigger on it and wanted to go back and watch it. And that is The African Queen, starring Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. I absolutely love this movie. It's for me, I really enjoy Bogart's role in this one because I'm more used to him being more of a serious actor. So it was great seeing him a little more tongue-in-cheek in this one. And of course, you see the direct inspiration for The Jungle Cruise, both the movie and the ride at Disneyland or Disney World. And I recommend this one. It's great. It really holds up today. And if you want a good adventure slash a little bit of comedy, I would give this one a shot. And it is available on Blu-ray. Maybe one day we'll see a 4K. This one was announced for release from Warner Brothers Archive, and I couldn't be more excited. I've seen this one countless times, you know, whether on VHS or cable. Never got a physical release, and just earlier this month it was finally given a Blu-ray, and that is One Crazy Summer starring John Cusack. I watched this one just maybe about a week ago, and I was instantly transported back to when I was younger. Oh man, this one is funny. It's, I feel, one of those more underrated films. It goes along the lines of Better Off Dead. It's the same director. This one's hilarious. Of course, it also has Demi Moore in her early role. I like this one a lot. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's still just, it makes me laugh even today, decades later after seeing it initially. Finally have a Blu-ray edition of this. I couldn't be more excited to have a physical copy of One Crazy Summer. So going back to a couple of Criterion titles that were holdovers from July. The first one is La Piscine. This one I really enjoy. I saw this one maybe about 15 years ago on DVD or something, and I wanted to get a Blu-ray edition of this. Criterion did a great job with the transfer. I just watched this one about a week and a half ago, and you know, this one's great. It's a good drama set in one location, but there's a little bit of a thriller aspect to it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's got a great cast, great international flair. So if you want a good like drama, you know, kind of more on a beautiful location, I would give this one a shot. I highly recommend it. This one is actually a blind buy. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't comment on the movie, but a good friend of mine recommended this one, and it was really cheap during the Criterion sale, and that is Bitter Rice. I may post something on Letterboxd about this one when I do watch it. It's on my short list. Probably in the next week or 2 weeks, I'm going to get to this one, so I'll let you know my thoughts, but I've heard great things about this one, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm a fan of Akira Kurosawa, and I would like to own all of his movies on some kind of physical release. And this one, it's, you know, I've seen a lot of his films multiple times. This one I've only seen maybe once before. That is Kagemusha from Akira Kurosawa, and I think this is really one of his more underrated films. And I kind of fall into that camp. I don't watch this one nearly enough. Like, you know, like I said, Throne of Blood, Seven Samurai, I'm more like I go back to those. But I recommend this one, and Criterion did a great job with the transfer. So yeah, for a fan of the director, have this one in your collection. I don't think you'll be disappointed whatsoever. And finally, from the Criterion haul, I also caught up on a lot of my Wes Anderson films I didn't have on the physical format in the July sale. That is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I like this one a lot. Once again, I saw this one initially and I was like, kind of, but I've seen it twice or 3 times since then. Really dig Wes Anderson's work, and I think he did. I like this one. Of course, when you have a movie like Isle of Dogs and you really understand his humor, his style, this one's great. I would highly recommend this one. Good stuff from Criterion. Maybe one day we'll see a 4K edition now that Criterion's actually in the 4K market. So I have to buy all these movies all over again. But you know what? Wes Anderson films, I would definitely do that in a heartbeat, and Fantastic Mr. Fox is absolutely one of them. Now, there were quite a few things I picked up on 4K Ultra HD in August. The first being a pair of steelbooks that came out the same day, one, being the original and the other the sequel, obviously. And I have the original and slipcover edition, but I thought I would just get a matching steelbook, and the price is right. So The Hitman's Bodyguard came out on 4K for steelbook edition. I like the cover, it's kind of cool. And with Lionsgate, of course, they're releasing slipcovers with their steelbooks, which I always like. And I like the movie. I really enjoy this one. Out of the 2 films, this one is still, my preferred. I think it's, it has a lot of good energy to it and the great comedy and some wonderful action scenes. And the 4K edition is actually really nice. So yeah, if you don't have it already, it is available now on a steelbook edition. And of course, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, also in a steelbook from Lionsgate. Same deal with the slipcover. I still like the movie, not quite as much as the original, as I said, but it has some great action scenes. And of course, Selma Hayek is dialed up to an 11 in this one. Almost to the point where the other characters are kind of like take a back seat, which I found a very interesting choice creatively, but still has a wonderful cast, and it was awesome to see Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek share the screen again. So that for me was worth the price of admission, and I would recommend it. If you're a fan of the first one, give this one a shot. Now, I already own the Alfred Hitchcock 4K collection sets, and me being a individuals type, collector, I really prefer those as opposed to the box sets. It just looks better on my shelf. I decided to dive in and finally get the steelbook editions of the individual films that are starting to be released. The first 2 being The Birds and Psycho, and of course I have The Birds. Unfortunately, the steelbook edition of this was sent, and it's got a massive dent in the corner where my hand is, right there. There are no other editions in store locally. I'd have to drive like an hour and a half to get a replacement for this one. But I'm going to try my luck. I'm going to try to get it shipped to me again. Hopefully it'll be better. But this goes back to my pet peeve video about, just the dangers of steelbooks being sent in the mail. It sucks. It really does. If you can pick it up in store, that's for me the preferred way to do it. But as far as the movie itself, it's one of my favorite Hitchcock films. I love The Birds, and it's good to have an individual copy. Hopefully, like I said, get a replacement at some point. But yeah, The Birds is on 4K in a steelbook edition, and this one was actually part of my July haul. But when I get new movies on Tuesday, typically, what I do is I get the movies and I log them into my app. But sometimes I get a random movie on a Friday or Saturday morning from, like, let's say a boutique label. It just shows up randomly during the week. And in the case of this one and a couple others actually in my haul for this month, I forgot to log it in. So I did get this one in July, and I did a review for the channel for it. And that is the Beastmaster, the Vinegar Syndrome release. I highly recommend this movie. I think if you're a fan of the film, the 4K edition looks great. This movie has never looked better. The audio is good, but for a good, fantasy epic, I think the Beastmaster is absolutely worth it. And you can pick this one up on Amazon. So it's not exclusive to Vinegar Syndrome, but the slipcover edition is actually exclusive to their website. But Amazon, you just get the standard edition. Yeah, I like this one a lot. And I go back to it every few years, but a 4K edition of this one is out there right now. And going back to The Birds, I had this one sent also, and thankfully this one was in immaculate condition. Just the birds took the brunt of the blast, apparently. That is Psycho on 4K, the steelbook edition. I like the artwork on this one. I think I prefer the original steelbook that came out with the Alfred Hitchcock collection. I probably should have gotten that one, but I still like this one, and it's good that an individual copy is on my shelf, so I'm very happy to have it. And of course, it's iconic Hitchcock. The way it is shot is just, I think it's something that is inspiration for future filmmakers, just the way this movie looks. And it looks great on 4K. I recommend it highly. This one, I just did a review the other day for it. It came out on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, and that is In the Heights. The music from Lin-Manuel Miranda. I like the slipcover edition a lot. No steelbook version exists as of right now. But if you like a good musical, it's full of, good dance sequences, color, the costuming is just wonderful. And I think it's really a picture quality stunner on 4K. And if you're going to own any copy of the movie, get the 4K edition. This one I got based because I am a Terrence Malick fan and I know he produced this one. Basically something that's, I really like a good art kind of, it's not so much a documentary, it's just more of like a storytelling, narrative that it's placed with a lot of good visuals and musical choices, narrated by Liv Tyler, and that is Awaken. This was also, I ordered at the same time as the Beastmaster from Vinegar Syndrome. So the 4K edition of this is now available. I just got it a few days ago. I haven't had a chance to watch it in 4K yet, but I did stream it about a year or so ago, so I know what I'm getting into. But this one, like I said, I'm a Terrence Malick fan, and anything that he produces, I'm going to absolutely check it out. So yeah, this one on 4K for me was a no-brainer, and it comes with a slipcover from the Vinegar Syndrome website. So if you want that and it's important to you, get it directly from them. But this one I recommend if you like just a good, once again, not a documentary, but maybe a good 80 minutes kind of show off type of film. So yeah, I would check this one out. This one I just got this week, did a review for it. Very happy that Arrow Video did a wonderful job, and that is Dune from 1984 in a limited edition. There's also a steelbook version which is coming out in early October, but this one is amazing to me. I love the film. It really holds up. David Lynch, doing a sci-fi, epic kind of film. But yeah, this one holds up for me. Even Kyle MacLachlan's hair is a little, still very noticeable, but this one looked great on 4K. Excellent limited edition from Arrow Video. Another Arrow Video release is from director Dario Argento, and that is The Cat O' Nine Tails. As far as Argento films go, this is not my favorites. I would say I like the Bird with the Crystal Plumage a little bit more. And I really like the film though. It's shot very well. There's some great action scenes, but as far as just the overall mystery, it's a little underwhelming with the end reveal for me personally. But it's still good. It's shot very well. And if you're a fan of the director, this limited edition on 4K is an absolute must own. And Arrow did a great job with this one. This is the latest from Disney and Pixar, and that is Luca in Steelbook Edition. I like the film. I don't feel it's Pixar's strongest effort. I would put this somewhere with The Good Dinosaur as far as quality goes, but the picture is fantastic. The 4K edition is really great. And if you're a Disney fan, you're already going to have this one in your collection, but I think the 4K edition is probably the way to go. So if you're going to own the film, definitely pick this one up in 4K. It has steelbook as well as a slipcover. This one was such an unexpected announcement. I was like, no way. I remember waiting for this one on Blu-ray for years. And it finally came on Blu-ray, but it felt like it came very late in the cycle. But when a 4K edition of this was announced, I was overjoyed. The Transformers the movie, Steelbook Edition on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray is something I would never thought I would say. But here it is. Shout Factory did an amazing job with this. I think the picture quality is phenomenal. The movie has never looked better. The HDR is just phenomenal in this. And if you have Dolby Vision, even better. So get this one. If you're a fan of this film, you absolutely should own it. The picture quality upgrade is just worth it in my opinion. And of course it holds up. It really does. I would even argue it's better than a lot of the Michael Bay films. It's just, of course it's animated based off the cartoon, but yes, this one is fantastic, and the 4K edition is the way to go, and also a great looking steelbook. From director Dario Argento and George Romero is a anthology, and that is Two Evil Eyes on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Blue Underground. Great anthology. It has some wonderful visuals, Tom Savini makeup effects in this one, and it's good. It really is good. It's also got Harvey Keitel and Adrienne Barbeau you know, just a good film, has a lot of great moments, and if you are a fan of either of those two gentlemen directors, this one is something you should absolutely have in your collection. And Blue Underground did a great job with the transfer. It looks phenomenal. It has a great appearance. This one was also a July release. Once again, it has to do with logging it into the Movies app, and unfortunately I didn't do it, but I also did a review for the channel, and I got this in early July. But yeah, this one is the highest recommendation, and that is Dead and Buried, another Blue Underground release. This one is great. I think the picture quality upgrade is just phenomenal. It also came in 3 separate covers. I got cover C, I believe, and I love this movie. It's really got a great atmosphere to it. It's very creepy, and it has some good moments. This one is awesome. I recommend this one highly, especially if you want a good, you know, a good 4K horror story. This one is a must-own in my opinion. And Dead and Buried is really underrated to me. But I think this is just, I think they did a great job with the 4K. This is awesome. And finally this month is another Warner Brothers animated film. And that is Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, the animated feature. Now, last month I picked up Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. I still have yet to watch that one, and of course I'm going to wait to watch that one, or this one, until I see Scorpion's Revenge. So I'm going to get to this very soon, but I've heard great things about Scorpion's Revenge, and of course I wanted to pick up the follow-up, and I am a Mortal Kombat fan. Just, you know, finding time to watch everything is just a whole thing, but I'm looking forward to this one. I'll probably post my thoughts on Letterboxd, so follow me over there if you want to hear what I think about it. But yes, this is available as a Steelbook edition and a slipcover on 4K. So that is everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for the month of August 2021. We have September coming, and that one is going to be a huge new release month. I can't wait for that video. But let me know in the comment section below, what did you pick up on Blu-ray and 4K for August 2021? Let's talk about it. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.